What causes motivation? There's many different things, but just to name a few, there's foreclosure. That's an obvious one. There's so much of that out there right now. People are behind in the payments. They get behind in the payments, one payment, that's it. They're not going to catch up. 85% of the time, they will never catch up. Here comes the second one. Here comes the third one. Here comes the notice of default, right? It just tumbles on them. They will not recover. So that's a big one. It's a huge one, and it's a stressful one. So we have to think about, who are we talking to? What is their situation? That is a very important factor. So let me pull this up.
So ideally, what would be a great outcome for you? If we could help you put something together, would a good outcome be selling the property, avoiding the foreclosure, being able to forget about the $30,000 in back payments and start fresh? I mean, would that be a good option for you?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and I do need to move on, and I don't want this to be, forever hanging over my credit. And I just kind of want to get things cleaned up and taken care of, and start over.
Yep, understand. A little personal story. I had my own bankruptcy and foreclosure in 2001. So it was a while ago, but it really messed things up for a long time. And took me about six years to be able to get another house. And so I know that the bankruptcy was horrible on my credit, but the foreclosure might have been even worse, because it was just, it took me 7 years and work on my credit to get that thing off of my credit. And trying to get anything done, trying to rent a house, trying to definitely buy a house. And they ask, have you ever, been foreclosed? Yes. And oh my gosh, all of a sudden, the judge, they're judgmental, and it's really hard to get anything done. So ideally, it's so much better to get something done before that happens, so you don't end up with that foreclosure on your credit for all of those years. So that's one of the reasons I'm really passionate about helping people, because I know what it's like. I've been there. I've had that foreclosure, and it was not fun. So if I could step in and either make those back payments up and take the property off of your hands, so you wouldn't have to worry about the foreclosure, or just buy the house outright from you before the foreclosure. You wouldn't have to worry about the foreclosure on your credit. Like I said, that $30,000 in back payments, you could forget about that. It wouldn't be looming over your head anymore. What would you need to get started again? Obviously you're not going to go buy a house right now. You're going to need to rent for a while. And I can also help you with some credit repair ideas. I know a couple of great companies because I work with them, because of the people that I work with. It's key to get you right into working on your credit right away, so you can get all those late payments removed and get your credit dialed back in, so you're able to continue on and kind of start your life over. And if you want to own a house again, you can do that. But what do you think you need to get started again, get back on your feet, get into a rental, things like that? What are you looking for?
Well, do you think you can actually do this quick enough that this would not affect my credit?
It's already going to affect your credit for sure. But can we do it quick enough so you don't have an actual full-blown foreclosure on your credit? Yes. Or bankruptcy if you haven't filed one? Yes. We can get that done and get this all wrapped up so so the bank doesn't foreclose. We can prevent the bank from foreclosing if we get there in time and the numbers all work for everybody. Yes.
I'm thinking 60,000.
So you think that you need 60,000, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at the amount owed on the house, which is around 192, and then we look at the arrearages that need to be paid up, that's another $30,000. That's going to take us up to 222. And then the repairs, about $20,000 in repairs. That's going to take us up to about $242,000. Now, if we added another $60,000 on top of that, now we're up over $300,000, and the property in great shape is only worth $330,000. So with those numbers, honestly, you're not even going to be able to list it with an agent and sell it, because the agent would say you don't have enough equity here. So realistically speaking, I wouldn't be able to step in and help at something like that. It wouldn't be doable, especially, I mean, we're 5 weeks out, and the numbers have to work for us to step in and play that kind of ball, because we're going to have to bring in our cash assets to do this. So there's a bit of risk involved in this short of a time frame. Do you really think you need $60K, or could you do better than that?
What was your number?
I don't have a number. What I'm trying to do is help you. So I'm interested in buying the property, but I work with a lot of people in foreclosure, and there are a lot more than you would imagine. But I'm here to help, but I can only help so many people. And in the spirit of that, it needs to make sense for us too, because I have investors that I work with that put up the money for me to work these situations out with people. So it isn't, I don't have a number. I know I have an idea of what I need to make this work, but I also need to do more homework. But if the numbers aren't even close, then it just isn't going to work for either one of us. I need to know realistically what you think you need, instead of ending up with a foreclosure on your credit and literally nothing in your pocket, and they're going to come and evict you from the house, which is a horrible situation. I've seen it happen. Instead, we need to be realistic about the situation. You're 5 weeks out from a foreclosure sale, losing the house, losing any dollars at all that you would get back. So realistically, what can work for you to get back on your feet and get a fresh start and get this thing out of your hair?
Well, I have to be able to rent a place that I have my dog. He's 12 and he's 65 pounds. And so I really can't rent an apartment. So I would need like a small house to rent.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think you want to do the right thing. So maybe if we just move forward and could see what really the numbers could be, you know, because I do owe some taxes still. So that's a little bit more.
So what do you owe in taxes? Yeah, so we have to tack that on too, because the county must get paid before anybody else, actually. So that we got to put that right on the top of the total numbers too.
Right.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please comment below and let me know. I love to see your comments, and it'll also help other people to find the video.